My favorite news story of the week is that George Zimmerman is suing the parents of Trayvon Martin because apparently during his trial they brought out a fake witness. The lady who supposedly was on the phone with Trayvon during the time of the shooting and testified like what Trayvon was saying, and she also testified that she could hear through his phone what George Zimmerman was saying to him. Obviously he was acquitted of those charges and found to be a hero. But
Jesus.
Oh God.
Wait, so that's
They
a
found him
serious real
heroic
deal
and
thing.
good looking, I think.
suing them for $100 million.
At least.
I love the
Is that
idea.
it?
He's so he like killed a guy, and then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna also sue his parents for me killing him.
Who's he? Is he
Yeah.
suing the parents? Is he suing
I believe he's-
city or
I
something?
heard he
Right,
was
100
suing the
million.
parents for $100 million.
I don't think they have
that's-
that much money.
Well, they better come up with it. Maybe they save some of that money from when Trayvon was selling lean back in the day. Maybe they
Dude,
got
that guy
some
should just have a tattoo, Zimmerman, that says "insult to injury."
I have a little bit of an update. So he's suing Trayvon Martin's parents, the family attorney, the attorney's book publisher, and the prosecutors who tried the case.
Awesome.
Damn.
Collectively,
So
I
that-
don't know if they have 100 million, but
So that chick lied and she got caught. She's in serious trouble.
But he's not
She
suing
must be.
her.
Yeah,
But if
he's
it came
suing-
out that
he's
she
suing
lied,
the
like,
professionals for putting her on the stand and standing behind her lies, which were, going to put him away for life. Or shit, it's Florida. They have the death penalty in Florida. You would
oh,
think
they
so,
have
right?
the death penalty in Florida.
Didn't
We
he
just throw you in
didn't
the
he-
gator pond.
Didn't he already sell the gun that he used
Yeah.
for like $250,000?
Well,
Yeah.
when you gun down a teenager, it's hard to get employment.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. So he sells a bit of Confederate artwork here and there. All right,
There's-
he sold the. I don't think
I
murder
don't think
weapon applies, but he sold
Yeah.
the hero gat, we'll call it,
oh, Jesus Christ.
for to make ends meet, because he's got to pay his attorneys to defend him for when he beat his wife
There's a little
because
more.
she was up.
Yeah.
She was uppity. There's a little more to the story. One moment.
Dude, I've never looked up these pictures.
According to
of
the
Zimmerman.
lawsuit, Brittany Diamond Eugene didn't want to testify that she had been talking to Martin before he was killed. So her half sister, Rachel Gentile, pretended that she was talking to the teen before she was fatally shot. Gentile ended up testifying at the trial. So I guess Martin really was on a call. I can't confirm that the things she said he said were true or not, but they just handed off like the job
Yeah.
of being a witness to the half sister.
Wait, but this is according to the lawsuit. I mean, according to George Zimmerman, he's like an American patriot who defended himself.
Proud to be an American.
I thought you were lying, Kyle, saying, "Oh, George Zimmerman selling his Confederate art." Literally, some of these are like Confederate art.
I don't-
And then like other ones are just maybe I'm being a retard and this is all like photoshopped.
No.
One of
I
them
don't
is
need to
him standing
embellish
there.
George Zimmerman's record.
He's standing there with a picture of Trayvon that he painted.
Yeah.
That
He's the
he
worst
sold.
person.
Man, this guy is a real piece of shit.
There was a guy right afterwards who sold these paper pistol targets that had Trayvon Martin with a crosshair on him.
Oh,
The guy made a. I knew a guy who knew a guy who knew that guy, and that guy made $1 million like overnight.
Dude.
Like he was selling for $1 a piece, and he sold like more than a
million.
million because there's
There-
more than a million because they're
Wait,
shipping
I don't know if that
considerations.
math works out.
Because there's shipping considerations and overhead and
least
such.
a
But he
million.
he profited like $1 million selling these paper targets with a picture of that dead person on them.
I'm open to the idea that Zimmerman isn't really a Confederate white nationalist, what have you. That he
Well, he's
just knows
Hispanic,
his
isn't he?
audience, right?
is
That's
Hispanic.
partly what informs my opinion, or guess, I should say. Like maybe he's like, yeah, I'm Hispanic. I'm not really about white nationalism or all that stuff. However, people who are about white nationalism are about me. So
He's
Yeah.
got to strike while the iron's hot while selling his art and his gun and his shit.
Do you remember the guy who did the fundraiser, the GoFundMe for the wall?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
Like, and
dude,
he
the
was-
ultimate scam.
And he was an obvious con man. He was a guy who like had a record for being a con man. There is no way to donate earmarked money to a cause. Like it was impossible to do. The actual cost of the wall, like he couldn't, even if you raised $100 million, it wouldn't have even made a dent in it.
Mm-hmm.
And there were all these people donating. And then he just kept as much as he could based on like GoFundMe not returning all of them.
We should
Or
have
whatever
done that.
whatever the Kickstarter was.
And
It's just amazing to me that like people are so dumb to donate to that. And I thought of doing one. Like just doing a Kickstarter where on it specifically said like, this is satire, this is not real. And then just seeing if idiots still were just racist enough to give me money.
They would be. My Facebook feed was filled with people proudly talking about how large that GoFundMe had become.
Awesome.
They're like, look at this. The government can't get things done like we can. And meanwhile, it's up to like 7 million. Like that's much of a wall. And
it's a fence.
I don't typically poke at the Republicans that are all my Facebook friends, but I'm tempted to. If you guys
$7 million, like in Southern California, which is where you need part of it, that's enough to build like a house, not like a wall.
Right?
Like
Maybe just a house with a wall around it. So now that guy's safe.
yeah, exactly.
No, I meant this was for my wall. I have a wonderful wall. You're gonna love it. Look at it. It's like, it only goes around your house. It's like, yeah, retard. What the fuck did you think? I find it inspirational and entrepreneurial, and I want to find a cause that we could tag ourselves onto, start a GoFundMe, and make a bunch of money from people who are bad with money.
I want to start that religion and get the tax break. Like that, I'd be pretty happy with that.
I already said I'm
I
willing
hear
to
you
be the
can
pastor.
really. I heard you can really make a lot of money if you fake a GoFundMe for a weight loss surgery.
Oh, that's not nice. He didn't fake it. We know someone that had a weight loss surgery. He used to be a host on this show.
I had an idea of who you may have been talking about.
He definitely had the surgery.
I want to see the scar.
Yeah,
Dude,
I do
I
too.
want to
would
see Dr. Garcia.
I would like
That's
to
small
see the
potatoes.
scar.
What could we start that would actually make us real money? Like what cause could we latch ourselves onto?
I mean, the thing that makes the most sense, considering Kyle's background, would be something with guns. Like there's so many people who are obsessed with guns.
You can take my guns from my still alive warm hands.
Yeah,
We all dress like Antifa. We dress like Antifa in
Okay.
the banner of it, and we say we're going to use all this money to tear the wall down. Right?
I think there's money to be made by selling T-shirts at Trump rallies.
I feel like we're missing out on a great opportunity with, since we have a Jewish person here, he can feel free to go
where's this going?
full Holocaust denial. Full Holocaust denial. You're bulletproof. You're bulletproof. This is like how, this is like how black people can say the N-word. Like you could say you can go full on.
But
So
don't,
if I
because I don't know
go-
if YouTube is cool with that.
If I go Holocaust denial, and then you think that the white nationalists will donate to be like, oh, here he's our
One of the good
spokesperson.
ones.
He's one of
like
the good ones.
like what's her name, Candace Owens, being like a
Yes.
mouthpiece for the right,
Mhm.
and they prop her up just because they're like, look, we have a black one. Do you see?
Yeah.
And she's just grifting so hard.
Yeah.
Like so many of these people, it's so obvious. They're like, I believe whatever makes me the most money that week.
She was a full-on liberal like a few years ago, and then she switched over
Saw
and
the light.
making money.
Saw the light. Saw the green. Yeah.
The green light. Hey, get it?
Yeah.
That's a thing. Green lights.
I think
Yeah.
I think Stacey Dash is just genuinely stupid,
I don't
but I
know who
think
that
that Candace Owens is doing it knowing what she's doing.
Who's Stacey Dash?
Oh, I'm sure.
I missed one.
Stacey Dash was she was one of the girls in Clueless. She's the actress that played the friend in Clueless,
Is she the black girl?
Is she a
Yes.
Oh,
and she has been like accused of aunt tomming.
Oh, Aunt Tomming instead of Uncle Tom.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
I
That's
misheard
interesting.
it. The
That
first
might have been mine, honestly. But
yeah, keep that.
Yeah, hang on to that one. You may have just coined a little phrase.
oh my
there.
God, we'll sell T-shirts at Trump rallies that say Aunt Tom.
Well, the real thing to do is to have two separate domains and sell ridiculously pro-Trump stuff and ridiculously anti-Trump stuff, and then like make it known it's the same company, but there's a competition where it's like, who's going to raise more money? 1% of the donations will go to, Trump if you buy here, or fucking, I don't know, Bernie if you buy over here. You know,
Or you don't even say it's the same company. You just be like, those assholes at Trump Co. are competing with us, and we want to sell more. And then there's like, oh, well, those assholes at Bernie R Us are trying to outsell us, and you just have them fight back and forth.
Steve, who's
Yeah, so
your